game number 1 of Reynor and MaNa. In the top right-hand side, the blue Zerg player here is going to be Reynor. And he takes on MaNa in the bottom left-hand side of the map for the first game of this best of 3 series. Thanks so much for watching today, guys. I appreciate you all tuning in. Just a quick moment to say the things. First of all, if you're watching on the YouTube channel, don't forget to hit the like and the subscribe button. Again, the majority of people watching, more than 50%, are not subscribed to the YouTube channel. With the amount of views we get per month, we could genuinely start pushing ourselves back towards some amazing sub goals and stuff on YouTube and kind of reinvigorate the growth of the channel a little bit if you guys start hitting that sub button. So if you're not already subbed on YouTube, give it a second. Especially if you watch regularly, just give it a click. You know, we upload great games. We are live casting StarCraft. I'd say it's worth the sub if you're enjoying what you're seeing right now. So go check that out. And that will be all the setup we have time for, because it's a Forge, it's a Cannon Rush, and MaNa is going to open in a little bit of a funky way. So the Forge is going to finish, and MaNa is going to go for the gate over here as well. Reynor sees it instantly with that Overlord, so he knows what's up. First cannon going down on the back. Now, Reynor doesn't see the cannon there, but he did see the probe, so he should be aware that's likely happening. So we'll see what his response will be. We'll see if he cancels last second and builds the base elsewhere. He'll see if he'll just let's go here. He actually pulled some drones out to fight over in this area. Going to take his way through the cannon. That should go down easily. Then we can go onto the pylon. That probe has been chased. It's going to take a while to get rid of the pylon, but if we get rid of it, depower the gateway, that would be huge overall. The problem is right now is wherever else you build a pylon, it's going to be surroundable, so then you can kind of deny the next pylon from coming up. So I don't think this gateway is going to do much. MaNa agrees. He's going to cancel the gateway. He's going to let that go down. Meanwhile, he's got gates over here. Ho ho ho! He's now going to build 2 gateways over here. Not ideal though, because the creep will start moving out. I mean, I think initially you want the gate to finish. You build a cybercore. A lot of the time you turn this into like a robo proxy. But this is, now, obviously 2 gates. I wonder if this more so is just going to be pure gateway units. I wonder if we have time to kind of get a robo up and try and do something. As the drones come about, a couple of cannon shots coming by. Zerglin's taking some more hits. And just going to keep on to that hatchery there. There's a couple of zealots come through. Queen and the Spine Crawler going to be popping out after that zealot. And yeah, hatchery still taking some damage here for the moment. The Spine Crawler going to relocate over into position. Zealot is a moment or 2 away from going down. Just going to be seeing the next zealot going down. The cannon still taking some shots. We will see the Spine Crawler dropping once more. Falls just with the zealot getting surrounded by a couple of lings here. The cannon is about to go down as well. I mean, do we defend this is my question, because we've obviously got more zealots on the way, so we're going to get more value from those. MaNa has got a cybercore up, yet to drop any future tech. Obviously at this point we've got a good few lings. What's important is that we've saved the hatchery, so Reynor gets the hatchery up and alive. Trying to get the wrap around on those zealots. We're playing that annoying name. We've got to kind of try and fight this as Reynor, because you can't let those zealots hit that hatchery because the hatch is so low. The ideal scenario here is we end up with the hatch saved, but now it's now going to be ranged units with the Stalk and the Adept coming out. So maybe more difficult to do that than before. We will get rid of one zealot. That frees the way to get on top of the Adept. The Lings are going to commit. Queen coming down the ramp. Spine Crawler ready shortly to try and help defend this natural location. Still got those zealots in a bit of trouble. A couple of them going down. The Stalker there going to get jumped on as well. I think it's fair to say that this is going to be a cleanup. Pylon continues to take some shots. A couple of gates still gathering. The Spine Crawler will burrow, and that is indeed going to be a cleanup. Great job by Reynor. Defends a funky little setup from MaNa, and now obviously is in a great position with MaNa playing a very delayed Nexus. No Warp Gate started, only just now throwing down a Stargate. We'll lose both of these gateways he invested into as well, so that's a lot of money just going down the drain. Once these gates are dead, we'll just look at resources lost after all of this. Resources lost 1400 to 1800, so it cost Reynor a good amount, but hey, he got rid of a lot of stuff, and MaNa obviously has been only on one base during that. Link set to the bottom left. Oracle at Warp Gate the Gateway still coming through. Just going to see the cannon, just going to get a couple of kills. Ooh, go so far forward. I thought Reynor was just going to commit through no matter what, but decides against it, which probably isn't a bad idea. Steps back. Have the link speed on the way. Twilight Council building from MaNa, so he gets that on the way as well. Out on the gateway. Have +1 starting, so we're trying to get back on track for the moment. Oracle will begin to move to the upper right-hand side, and MaNa using that to create some map control for himself right now. He's going to be there. Oracle takes some damage. Oracle takes some hits. We come back to this side. Couple of teamers going down. Couple teamers just going to get dropped in by the queens. Let me just see how link speed is coming up still in that spawning pool. Extra lings, the overlord and the queen coming out. +1 on the charge on the way as well. Those extra gates building, charge still coming up. We just have ourselves the few Zerglings will make their way to the bottom side of the map. The Overlord still coming about. Cancels the Nexus. Good job by Reynor keeping that third base down. Now the Lings pull back. It's going to be seeing the Lings settling. Hydrogen building. Drones coming through. Overlord coming up as the Extractors come into play as well. Zerglings is gathering. The Oracle going over. And we just have the couple of Queens going to be there. Oracle will take a few more shots of damage. We'll just grab a Droney there as well. It's a nice grab. 2 Robos, 2 Gates. A few Zealots all coming online. Continue to bring that up as the Evil Chambers and the Hydras then comes online as well. Let's charge up. You're not going to see a little break on the wall. I mean, Reynor's going to break through. He's going to get surrounded on the Zealots, but the Stasis Ward's going to finish. Tries to pull away from it. Doesn't happen. A few of the Zealots do manage to survive. Is this our life, though, as MaNa? Like, we're just trying to run some Zealots around, and like that's our hopes and dreams in this game. I mean, what else has he got coming up? Nothing. It's just +1 and charge. Starts charging. He's going to see a couple Queens going to be in some trouble. We are going to see a couple of them going down. Hydra's going to get there. I mean, with Hydra's coming out, and I mean, the thing is, these Zealots really feel like they need to kind of overwhelm and kind of, you know, outmass, and they're just not going to be doing that at all, right? Because Reynor clearly has enough units up. Hydra's coming out as well. With the Ling protection, makes it so that these Zealots will probably never really see success. Banelin's going to morph in. We are going to be seeing the Oracle popping out. Hydroling Bane going to be settling out in one stasis to come down as we look to push to the front. Couple of Banes crashing through. Just going to see those Zealots getting whacked away at. Immortals going down. I mean, we didn't even really need the Banelings. The Banelings were just kind of the icing on the cake, weren't they? Just a little bit of fun explosion. And, yeah, I mean, hard to really say much else. I think this game number 1 is going to get closed out. If not now, then very soon. Banespeed's coming in. Group Spine's coming up. More Banes coming online. We'll just have the Lingbane Hydra is going to settle down to the bottom. Get ready to push into that 3rd base. There we go. A couple of Banes going to run through. And we are going to have ourselves the Colossus coming up. The cannon's on the way. Just going to split ourselves up here. Hydras will start to work, put some work in. And we will have... I mean, an army that can never win from MaNa is the TLDR right now. As the Hydras will come through, clean up, and that is going to be our game number 1 going to Reynor, unless something miraculous happens with that Colossus, and I'm not going to be holding my breath because, yeah. GG. Reynor takes game number 1 of the BO3. Reynor was to win this right now, so yeah, but still 3-1 obviously guarantees you through the group, even if you are going to be in the round of this one. So let's see what happens as we go into it. Whoa. My brain is like not working with my voice anymore, I swear. Last half an hour, my words not coming easily. What's up, Romanadia? How you doing? Thank you so much for the 103-month resub. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. What do we think? 10,000 feet. I'm enjoying this map. I actually think this one's kind of interesting. I think this base layout's been very fun. We saw Reynor play on this map earlier against Bunny as well. Was kind of cool. I'm kind of liking this one. I like the way that moving around the map feels towards the other bases. I actually think this might be one of my favorite maps. I'm thinking on it. I'm thinking of reasons why I don't think that's the case, but I actually think this one's been really fun. Stargate coming online. Just going to see the Nexus coming up as we get settled in here. A couple Queens, the Link Speed building. You see the couple Zerglings making their way out over to the left, start some scouting. And yeah, we're just going to get up toward the top side and see where we go. Yeah, I really have enjoyed this map. Okay, well, thank you for the 100 bits as well, Romanadia. I really am struggling to speak right now. Sorry, guys. Yeah, my words all jumbled. I apologize. That orb's distracting. Yeah, I mentioned this the other day. This orb, this bouncy thing, it's the one complaint I've had about the map. I don't know what it is. But yeah, apparently it's being changed to move more slowly anyway, so it'll be fixed. Thanks for Queens coming by. Just have ourselves the Chrono Boost on the Nexus as the Warp Gate and the Oracle coming up. We're still going to get that. We'll take a little bit of damage. Let me get some shots off. So yeah, just going to be firing some hits through, and we have ourselves the couple of spores coming up early game looking fine. Comes about 10 drones on the way. And 5 more drones coming up. We add on that queen. Just going to be seeing everything join. A few drones coming over. Nexus Robo Facility and Twilight Council coming through. We get the Adept coming online. And just having the Twilight and Robo building for the moment. Depthful Shade. Just going to head down toward the bottom side. Just going to be heading straight across. And yeah, just going to be going for some pressure. Obviously, there's not glaives or anything. That's just... This is what I was talking about when it was Reynor Classic, right? And it was like, oh, you got these Adept showing up, and it's not glaives yet. But it still just looks like it's kind of a normal Adept poke for the moment. Roach roaring, Lings and Drones coming through. We have the couple queens coming about, the Adept moving back over. Prison about to finish, Temple Archives coming through, and the couple of gates coming up as well. Gateways will finish. Let's just have the Stalker going to poke away at the Overlord. Going to drop the assimilator down. Just going to be seeing the roach speed and a few roaches coming over. Robo Facility and gates coming about as well. Model on the way in. Forge coming online. We have a few drone losses as the Archon drop is active from MaNa, putting some work in on the other side. Overlord is going to get picked away at here. It's going to be seeing the Overlord dropping. Again, Immortal +1 on the charge coming up. The Archon's going to come back through. A little bit of fun from MaNa, not something you see all the time. He is one of the believers in the Archon drop. He's always been this kind of guy who's Archon dropped it up and kept it going when it's been a style that's fallen out of popularity. Gets that Overlord in the end and gets a few Lings here as well. As you just see Roach Speed coming up, Hydroden on the way through. Drop the assimilator down into the front. And yeah, the Archons are still pushing their way around the right side as the Roaches and Lings kind of pull back a little bit. Queen's gonna get there. Oracle gonna get pushed away. And Roach Speed coming through, Storm on the charge come up. We've lost 8 drones so far. MaNa just getting good damage done and getting a comfortable follow-up as well. That's the Prism. Moves back. Oracle still around. And get the Storm, get the +1, get the charge all building through. We have ourselves a couple Archons stepping to the front as the Queens will get a high energy kickoff. So Archons can take that. Blink will start. The +1 about to complete extra Immortals. Man, so many Immortals. This army from MaNa is going to be pretty beastie pretty quickly. Starts a 4th base up, but yeah, he's looking good. Drops down, Roaches go out the right-hand side. See the +1 about to finish, Blink on the way. Actually, supply blocked as MaNa needs that group of pylons to finish up for himself here and get back to that Immortal production. He's really slamming the Immortals on. The Roaches pulling back down, hatchery into the bottom left side of the corner map. So Reynor will get 5th hatchery coming through already with the +1 missiles. Prism on the way, Blinken +2 come over. A bit of Roach Hydra just going to knock a Zealot down on that side. We do have the army coming back over to the left. Is that Zergling? It's Narubu. Well, not clear on the Monster Energy logo. I just saw it. I was like, is that a weirdly placed Zergling or something? Wild one. As we have the Lurker Den in production, Hive on the way. Add some Hydras, add some Groove Spines. Stasis Ward going to catch a couple of the units there. Still got the +2 and the Blink coming by. Be picking on the way at the Observer, at the Immortal. Just head down to the bottom left. On the right-hand side, there's going to be a couple of Zealots charging through. They're going to get caught immediately, so that's a nice catch. This army does feel scary. Reynor's on his way to Lurkers, but they're not ready yet. The Storm comes down. The Roaches and the Hydras take some more hits. A couple more Storms coming through. The Zealots in the main base are actually going to see some success, though. So Reynor going to struggle over here. This is a game where MaNa has done a great job of just dealing damage throughout. Those Zealots do recall away, so we don't even lose that many of them. We just do some more damage. We keep Reynor pinned back a little further. I like it. Gonna drop the Revelation. Stasis Ward comes into place, and we have ourselves the Mothership in production too. So MaNa really happy to enter the later stage of this game here. 10,000 feet, both players coming towards being maxed out. Reasonable armies as MaNa steps forward. The Hydras can take a couple of shots. Lurker's going to be right there. We are going to see extra Lurkers morphing in right now, so those Lurkers going to be ready soon. It's actually a really good place to drop the Storm, deny the mining there for a good few seconds. Gets a couple of drones as well before Reynor pulled it back. Oh, and this is going to be the controversial storm. I think this is the kind of storm which you should absolutely be unburrowing and reburrowing against. It's actually going to drop the transfusions, but I think that's one of those scenarios where you could have been fine. That was impressive. That storm nearly missed every lurker. Yeah, that storm. Maybe another 0.5 radius increase, guys. Yeah, Protoss missing the storm there. Yeah, I like it. Just dropping a couple of storms, getting some free damage, denying the mine a little bit once more. Reynor has 5 bases. He's not, losing out too heavily by pulling a few drones away from that patch too much. Heading down to the bottom, a couple of these stack defenses are not going to go online. The Lurkers are going to try and reposition against this. First storm coming down. Going to try and stop stuff coming down these ramps, and I think that might make it difficult to engage in here. Reynor does fight through. He's going to get most of the High Templar that stepped very far forward. The Storms have had a good amount of time to get some work done. We are still going to go through and kill off these Lurkers as MaNa taking the fight through this army and into the rest of it. Reynor has to step away, and that 5th base is now gone, so becoming a 4th base of Zerg. Observer still here, so we still have protection. Mortal Zealot still around into the front. Tempest in production from MaNa as well, so he's going to get some later game units up. Obviously, Tempest great for fighting against those Lurkers from afar. It's definitely going to be one of those big deals as we continue to move through this. Melee upgrade coming through. Flyer attack on the way. We get a hatch on the right side. Uh-oh, Mothership looking for a recall play into the main. I think it's that hatchery being the reveal is going to ruin this play for MaNa. He's going to go for it anyway. Oh my god. The units are here. Reynor doesn't show them until the last second. Going to drop the Time Warp down. The Storms come through. We're going to fight the units on the bottom side initially. Now we make our way to the left. Dropping a Storm right in the back there. Mothership can add some damage as well. We can recall out via the Nexus if we feel like this is too much trouble. At the same time, there's been a little bit of harass bottom left-hand side. That's not done too much overall. As MaNa just pulls back into the corner and just continues to slam in with these Immortals and do a bit extra. I think he's going to lose pretty much everything. I think the Mothership might even go down as well. It's just getting away. There's nothing to really chase it. We ran out of Hydras as well. But we kill everything from MaNa as the recall into the main base. I mean, it does throw Reynor down in supply, so I think it worked. It just didn't work in like the flashy, oh, I recalled to the main and you were out of position and now you die. It was a little bit messier than that, but I still think the grand idea of creating a fight that Reynor couldn't really kind of truly, clean up worked out for MaNa. And now he's going to come down the right-hand side, 182 to 160 supply. A lot of Zealots on the left as well. Reynor going to have to split to deal with this. This hatchery already in trouble. Bottom left hatchery likely in trouble. And if Reynor's not careful, he's about to become a 3-base Zerg. Now, these drones didn't hit the hatchery, though. They went for the mineral line. They went for some of the units. So the Zealots bottom left will be unsuccessful in taking this hatch out. MaNa's still having a good time moving around, though. And he's going to clean up some creep spread here and get Reynor more and more caught up on the bottom of the map. But, he's got a 5th base down as well, so MaNa really is booming. With Tempest out, this is the sort of base you hate to have, because all of a sudden this base points out and says, hey, Tempest, shoot at me! Waving a big flag at them and saying, we are the target. The Tempest is going to have no issue hitting this and finding those An Abduct on one of the Tempests is going to be a free kill, but then we nearly got the Viper in return. Even still, though, like, the Tempest can just sit here. One Tempest is not going to be a big deal. If we had like 3 or 4 Vipers, this would be a lot scarier. I was going to say no technology stabilizers, so no Tempest bonus damage to structures is why this took a little bit of time to get rid of the hatchery, but it goes down anyway. Reynor going to launch a counterattack. Hydra Lurker going to try move to the top. It's been another cool game. Honestly, the rotation around bases on this map is so fun. I feel like we're seeing armies, like a lot of the games we see on this map really does go from one base to the next and rotate around in a very cool way. Because it kind of has that kind of curving area around the center, it just feels like there's so much room for movement. I like it a lot. I'm wondering if 10,000 feet might be becoming one of my favorite maps of this pool. Counterattack's going to force the recall. Well, I mean, Reynor has already lost everything bar a couple of bases. Storms are going to come down, get some damage done as we try to retreat. Chasing through your own storms is not advisable any longer. Anything else comes out, we will just have ourselves the Immortals and Tempest still producing through 2 Immortals, 3 Tempests at a time. MaNa cannot really make a mistake in terms of the army he's building. He's making a good army. It's getting into good numbers. It's looking like it's going to be a serious issue. To continue to move down, we get a Zergling off to the side. Tempest's going to get abducted in. Feedback's come through. Viper goes down. Hydra's going to clean up a lot. See the Mothership getting pushed back a little further as well. We still see this army settling down. On the other side, the Lurkers and a few Hydras will counter. Reynor always looking for any way to maybe get back into these games. I mean, supply-wise, he's not that far behind. It's the fact he's basically a 2-base Zerg, 2 hatcheries rebuilding, main mined out, obviously. It's really not pretty. As, yeah, MaNa actually loses that forward base, but he's expanding to the right side as well. Try and make our way down the right here, and obviously maybe end up onto that next, onto this next hatchery. If we can get rid of that, that would be beautiful. But not gonna find the chance just yet. There's a few houses and Lurkers we can maybe jump on in the center of the map. Could be a nice little grab if MaNa can find his way to them. Looks like he's really focused on just getting here. Again, there's nothing to really deal with Tempest long term, and that's obviously becoming a big problem. As Zealot Immortal is an issue. We're just gonna dive through. The Zealot's gonna get on top of those Lurkers. Storm coming down. Hydra's having to pull back. And like I say, I think we are on the verge of victory for MaNa, who's going to take a game 2 and put himself into a very good position. If he can take a game 3 off Reynor, if he can win this series, he's going to be 2-1 with Lambo left to play. You good? No, I don't know what it is. It's something about him. Reynor does it all the time. I don't know what the click is that makes it go UG, but that's a classic Reynor thing. It's something with the Italian keyboard, I think. Cheeky little Italian keyboard, huh? Doing its things. Game number 3, Reynor and MaNa go to a final map. Tyto Citadel is our battlefield. So what does this one have interesting about? We've got the 3-base layout, which is all high ground. There's a lot of access points to these bases, though, like up here and here. You know, here and here if you knock down those rocks. They're a little bit split up. But, always worth noting, this is such a big natural, though. I really feel like this natural is wide open. Entry flat on the ground. Huge space to spread out and attack in on as well. Always worry when the natural looks like this, but it does feel like quite a way to the third as well. You gotta walk all the way over here. And if you're over, say you're like here and your opponent's like here and they're just like, screw it, blink in the main. It's kind of a bit of a turnaround again. Be interesting to see how this one, I don't know if it's super easy kind of get in the main. You're pretty much always going to take your third over there. I don't think you take your third here. Well, it's actually kind of a closer, maybe an easier to defend third in some ways. Because you only have this one access point. Yes, it's on the low ground. But then you're just defending like along this area rather than over here to over here. That might even be an easier defense. I guess what does happen then is if the opponent knocks down these rocks, attacking this base, and then pinging around over to this base becomes more simply done. So there's definitely some question marks as to how it plays out. It's fun. Fun to think on. So yeah, I think that fun to see what the guys want to do. Stargate is the choice of MaNa. Not a surprise. No one is shocked by this choice early on. So yeah, no surprises there just yet. Thanks to be halfway done. We get a couple of drones on the way. Overlord and the Queen coming through. We head on the Stargate as we get settled. And yeah, just a Ling down to the bottom side. It's going to come running through. There's a couple Lings and the Queen. The Ling speed coming up. We get settled down for the moment. Last game obviously started with MaNa hitting that Archon drop, and actually really just started finding damage from the very beginning of that last game. Was able to keep it going throughout. Did a great job of that. Wondering if that's maybe something we can kind of turn to and rely on a little bit here as well. As that Ling speed comes over, Oracle and the Warp Gate coming online. Gateway and some probes coming up at the Adepton as well. Keep this going. Spore Crawler on the way through. Hatchery's halfway done. A few Zerglings still coming up. As we have the Queen on the way through as well. Adept's going to shoot. A couple Lings. Taking some shots. And the Nexus will go down. So yep, just going to see both players taking the triangular thirds. I don't think it's super crazy. I just wonder if anyone ever will take this kind of next third base along, you know. It'd be interesting if they both took this third base, because then you get this kind of path down here. It's pretty quick third base to third base. Whereas by taking this third, it feels so much further to go third base to third base in comparison. It just feels that much larger. These Adepts start to step over. Adepts will shade. Queen's going to be there. Adepts will take a couple shots of damage. Probe facility about to finish up. The Twilight Council coming through. And we get a couple more gateways in production as well. Nexus about to complete. The pros building on. The lair, the drones, evolution chamber. Building on by. That's what you're going to get caught by those Lings. It's such a nice shutdown. These 4 Adepts that want to keep on harassing and sticking around for so long just go down so quickly. We lose 2 drones as the shade is still good, but if we get rid of all 4 Adepts, I don't think you can really be too upset here. That Depth's low. It does go down before the shade goes off. There's a nice cleanup. So we clean that up, and the next step of this game is Temple Archives and Forge, so continuing along with that for the moment. 4 more High Templar on the way through. The Zerglian stepping down. Going to pull back. A few additional High Templar warp in as well. Archon's in production. The Immortal added on. We see some additional drones producing from Reynor as well. We also had the +1 missiles coming up. Prism will begin to go to the top side of the map. So Prism is going to head its way. It's Archon drop once more. So MaNa going back to what worked in Game 2. But we all know that Reynor is not going to be the same Reynor as in Game 2. You know, he's never going to be the same player that lost that last game, right? He's always going to adapt. I'd be very shocked to see if this doing the same thing this time around, as this is going to be a Spire on the way through. So Spire coming up, and he is obviously going to have access toward meters here. So at the very least, he's going to be a different Reynor simply by what he's building. Good damage on that Prism already, super low. That's scary, because now that's easily taken down. There's no way you can kind of stick around as much as you did in the last game with the Archons. That's already taken away the options for these Archons to truly be aggressive and to succeed and all of that goodness. So that's just getting taken away from you right off the bat here. +1 missiles and the Spire still coming online. You see the hatchery coming up as well, building on that 5th base, so we just keep on expanding. And yeah. Big map, right? If you go 1, 2, 3, 4 base down here. 5th base here as well, even. I mean, this map feels like it could be gigantic. Oracle to that bottom side. Again, Storm on the way up, charge on the +1 coming through. We get the Nexus building from MaNa. Going to be the 4th base in production right now as well. As the Phoenix comes up from the Stargate, so we get that going. Again, Baneling Nest, Hydra Den, melee upgrade. Continuing to build for the moment here from Reynor. The Mutalisks will make their way down that right side. Chance to get in toward the main base in the next few moments. The Lings gather up. They're going to go for a little bit of a move. And the Hydra Ling Force melee upgrade coming up right now. Get that Groove Spine to go, and we get that on the way. We're just trying to get in. Stalker Phoenix will be there to push it back. The Lings are going to take a chance to jump onto the pylons, jump onto the Nexus. Going to start to work through that immediately, and that will all be going down. So some good connections, some good cleanup. That's no 4th base allowed just yet. Obviously, the Muta's playing that right-hand side. Looking to die also. And a supply block actually coming out of this, and it's just going to find a Zealot that's on the map too. Was that cancel or kill? It was a kill. One Nexus killed in the game. I'm going to presume it was that one. He's looking to get onto the Nexus again. This time it is a cancel, so money refunded, but hey, it's still no 4th base. It's still a supply blocked MaNa. What are we doing? Where are the pylons at? Finally starts up a couple. Jeez, that's a major supply block. The follow-up here from Reynor is just Hydra Ling Bane. Now onto a Hive as well, readying ourselves for the next step of this. Obviously, this could not be looking any different from that Game 2 that MaNa was able to take advantage of in and move into an advantage with. I mean, this time he is absolutely trailing in this game, and it's going to be tough. I mean, Phoenix being made against the Mutas, and a second Stargate too, that would be amazing if we were still making Mutas. Like, you don't really need Phoenix against the amount of Mutas that are out now. Like, it's amazing if you have them, but right now, making Phoenix just means you're not putting money into something that can deal with Lingbane Hydra. And it's going to be this Lingbane Hydra commitment that's going to kill you. The Mutas are just a distraction. They're just a technique to keep you busy. Like I say, there's two very different ways of playing this, and one is to keep on spamming Mutas, in which case what MaNa's doing is right. In this regard, I'm not loving this. A lot of storms coming down. Hey, a lot of those Hydras running through those storms, guys. Those Hydras are taking mega damage. I just think MaNa is in a lot of trouble, and even though the storms were fantastic, Storm does nothing, by the way. Even though the storms were fantastic, and Reynor really truly ran into them, he can just rebuild instantly, and MaNa is just, I think, significantly far behind enough. I mean, this is honestly as good as it gets from MaNa. He doesn't die, but he's still behind a lot of army supply, and the reinforcement wave is going to be absolutely huge. As Ling Hydra runs over to the right, runs straight into all that Nexus. Cannon's putting some work in, putting some shots through the +2 attack, and Blink both coming up. The air weapons coming online, and a couple more cannons and probes coming over. Bane Hydra continues to produce right now, pushing on out right here. Muta's going to get a few workers and then back away. Holy! Well, we will shout that one out in a second, because I feel like this game's about to end, and that shout out might take or might require a little bit more attention than just a quick thank you so much. As the Bane Hydra, like I said, I'm expecting any fight right now to potentially be the final one. I mean, there's a way MaNa fights back into this and it doesn't end. That would be an exciting fight too. It's a game-changing fight either way. Either MaNa lives or he dies. There's a couple of the units step back. The Zealots go down. The Ling Hydra will take a chance to pull away. 14 probes dead in the last 30 seconds or so. As MaNa... Honestly, MaNa is now equal army supply. He has genuinely held better. That first fight over here really gave MaNa a little bit of life that I don't think he was really meant to have originally. So, pretty crazy stuff as the Hydra Ling Bane looks to settle into the bottom right side, looks to push on through, and we look to try and dive in toward these bases here. So, looking for some opportunity right now. As carriers on the way from MaNa. If he genuinely survived through the carriers, I'm going to say there's absolutely going to be a chance. There we go. Ling Bane Hydra pushing forward. I mean, even just the Banes hitting the mineral line would be nice. Getting rid of those probes would be great. I was going to say, I'm not sure I like that storm, but it was actually pretty okay. A lot of the Banes went down during it. The other bits of Splash helping out. But we do lose the 4th base, and that's the breakthrough that Reynor's been looking for this whole time. Actually, MaNa ends up supply blocked on this as well. A little bit of Ling Hydra stepping away as Ult goes down. +2 air weapons will make the carriers so much better. And we are on our first carriers. They're moving out from the main base as we speak. So the first carriers are, in fact, here. Now Bane Hydra, though, going to go around the right. Bane Hydra stepping through. Carriers are going to shoot. We're going to see the couple of interceptors going down. We've got ourselves the Banes crashing in. 16, 17 probes falling on the left side. The Hydras are having their way of things. And obviously the interceptors are just not going to change this one. MaNa is actually going to say GG right there. Does not fight it any further. Reynor takes it at a 2-1 scoreline. He will finish this group 3-1. But it was not an easy day for him, actually. 1-2 or 2-1 against Lambo, 2-1 against MaNa. Did take a map off Classic in his loss today.